We've been live on ADSi for going on a year now. The product has been tremendous for statistics, for gathering information. The transition has not been as difficult as everyone initially thought it would be in changing from one software platform to another. But the officers have adjusted. We're making the system our own, and we're finding that each time we get to looking for something specific, statistically or just information, that it's a lot easier to find than our previous system. So, but so far it's developed great, and we're looking forward to adding additional modules here in the future. It's been my first user conference. It's completely informative. It wasn't at all what I was contemplating out of a law enforcement conference or something similar, because there are so many other agencies here. The software, I'm finding that being here, I'm finding that there's several things with it that I didn't even know it would do. So there's several other facets, and it's given me an opportunity to talk to some of the developers and one-on-one and get a little more in-depth idea of what it will do and what others are doing with the same software that we have already, and the shortcuts. Yeah, it's amazing. Just picking up on the shortcut keys, making notes so I can take that back and share that with others. But it's been very informative.
I've known about ADSi for several years. I was familiar with the old ADSi version that the Alexandria Police Department had back in the late 80s, early 90s. That was my first exposure to ADSi, with all of the old colon commands, and that familiarity with it and with the company itself is what eventually led me to, once I was in the position that we could do an upgrade to our existing CAD for the 911 center, that was a big factor in us choosing ADSi now, is the fact that one of the largest agencies in our parish has been with ADSi for over 25 years. That speaks volumes. It has been positive from beginning to end. We had the opportunity to not just meet the technology folks, but also interact with them. And I have never, ever been to a conference that we were able to get to that level of interaction. That was a major deciding factor for us, the fact that the company it's not that the company is small, because it's not. You guys have major clients, from small public safety entities up to larger federal agencies even. But the fact that we're able to reach out and see who that voice is, interact with them. I was able to bring things with me to this conference, sit down with the Theos, and say, this is what I was talking about. I may not be able to explain it to you, but when I showed it to him, it was like, oh yeah, we can fix that, or oh yeah, this will work better. Y'all are open to our ideas. You guys are using one of the ideas that we asked for, which was, the parent and the child and the agency drop-down trees. You guys are just, it's like having our CAD company in our town, although you're 2 states away.
When you change systems completely, and factor in that we were also moving physically from one place to another, I really think it was as smooth a transition as you could possibly hope for. The installation, which I didn't see a whole lot of, because I was still dispatching while that was going on, but I mean, not having to have tech step around you all day while you're doing that was nice. But from the installation to the setup of CAD to training, I think it went pretty smoothly, and it's been easy to train since then, because we've had some turnover even since we implemented it. This is my first users conference, and being able to sit in on the modules that actually concern me has been nice, instead of having to get a broad overview of everything, because I think I might have gotten lost in some things that I'm not hands-on with all day, every day. I have learned a lot of details on things. I've got a pretty good broad overview of CAD and CAD utilities and administrative points in that respect, but it gave me a lot more in-depth, I guess. I've gotten a few really good detailed points that I can take back and use. The updates, it's good to know what updates have been done in case I haven't noticed, or what may be coming. That's always a good thing to know. And having it all in one spot with, all of the key players from ADSi, so that you can actually, either during a conference session or in between. Having access to ADSi team members in between classroom settings is helpful, even though they're always available when you're in your work setting, and you can email or call as needed. Sometimes a face-to-face it's a lot easier to accomplish something when they can see you and you can see them. It's easier, you get a little bit deeper understanding of what one's asking for and what the explanation is. So that's it's been more productive in shorter spurts than an email here and an email there. I feel like I've gotten, even though I'll send follow-up emails later about certain questions that I've had, I think that I'll have more immediate understanding and response, I guess.
The customer service, especially in what I do and the vendors that I deal with, the customer service is there's nothing else like it. I've actually never come across anything else similar. You're speaking to the people who actually wrote the programs and who do the work, not some third-party call center that they have to take a message and call you back. You're speaking to the guy who's actually going to help you. And I haven't come across a situation yet where they really have not been able to help me in some fashion or form. Obviously there are some things that just can't be done, but that's with anything. But it has been a great experience, and something that I try to promote to everyone, because you don't find that these days. Customer service is really not what it used to be, and ADSi is a prime example of what customer service should be, and that's one of the reasons that we continue to use the system, promote the system, and come to the conference year after year because of the service that they provide. One of the greatest things about coming to the conference is the networking with the other agencies. You get to talk to people that are using the same things as you are, that are doing some of the same things as you are, that have encountered some of the same problems that you have. You can talk with those people and work with those guys to try to figure some of those things out. Additionally, you're meeting and talking to the guys that actually do the work, that actually wrote the programs, that maintenance it, that update it. Those are the people that are going to be fixing your problems when you call. The customer service is phenomenal, and these are the guys that are actually doing it. So you get to meet, talk to those guys, the ones that you actually get on the phone when you call, and that's what's one of the really great things about coming to the conference.
Well, Peoria is probably one of ADSi's earliest clients, having been a customer of the company for around 30 years now. I've been coming to User Group about 18 years now. Reasons for attending the conference, other than the obvious ones of the training and to see what the product updates are, I would say are to be able to meet face-to-face with the developers and to be able to get some of your needs and feedback from them. There's a huge advantage to that. And also to be able to meet other customers and be able to network and get some kind of idea of how other people are doing what you're trying to do. We can get, over the years I've gotten countless ideas. I can't remember anything specifically, but where we think of something that we wouldn't have thought of just because we're talking to other customers here that are running into the same issues we are. we've gone through several generations of the product, and we've added new products. And I'd say that the reason we've stayed with ADSi is they're different than other companies. ADSi is very much a user-driven company that actually listens to their users. And some companies have a tendency to lose sight of the fact that technology's purpose is ultimately to make the user's experience easier. And with ADSi, whereas many companies will sell you a canned product, with ADSi we can actually tailor the applications to be almost exactly, and in many cases exactly, what it is that we're looking for. And that ultimately fulfills the goal, which is to make the user experience easier and more efficient. You don't get that. You don't get that ability to actually customize, and you don't always hit the mark every single time. I feel like ADSi really tries to do that and comes closer than we can with another vendor. Another thing with ADSi is that when you, I guess I'd call it the personal touch or accessibility, where when you call ADSi, the phone is answered by a human, by a real person. There's no automated phone tree. And then after that, I'm talking to the developers, the people that actually develop and code the product. Where else can you do that?